What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is JR with the JR Wisdom channel. Once again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button along with the bell. That way you receive all the notifications for all of my future videos and live videos that have content like this. Make sure you guys don't miss out. So today, coming at you with some more poll results as usual. You guys know as of late, I've been covering these. I've been asking you guys questions in the community tab, and you guys have been responding and voting on certain things. So this one in particular, I happened to do after, the interview I did with the young lady. So I figured I'd ask you guys this question since you seem to not know, and this is no shot at her no shot at her at all. This is just based off the comments that you guys were saying that you don't know, you can't tell if your wife is into you or not, or you wouldn't really know, or somebody needs to tell you something. So I figured I would just go ahead and ask that question just to get you guys thoughts on it, to see where you guys are really at. You know what I mean? So basically it's, are you able to tell if your girlfriend or wife isn't into you and isn't ish? She isn't shit. You know what I'm saying? So before we get into the results, what's up? Shout out to everybody in there. We'll go ahead and before we actually get to the poll results, as usual, we will take care of the some housekeeping rules. If you guys don't know, you know, I'm offering, or not offering, it's available if anybody wants to share their thoughts on the topic. Any situations, I'll have the call in, a link pinned in the chat, so you guys can definitely move on to that and call in, and I'll bring you on after I'm done discussing the topic, or during a break I'll bring you guys on. So just chill, just relax, hopefully we have some fun tonight, with all that. And let me go ahead and pin this right now in the chat, that way you guys see it. So it is pinned to StreamYard. That's how you call in. It's in the top. So one time for the algorithm, let's go ahead and get the likes up as you are entering the chats. And let's get into it, man. I hope that I'm not gonna, go too long on this. Shout out to everybody joining in. So let's go ahead and see what's going on here. Let me know if you guys can't see these particular, I zoomed in, pretty good. Well, I think it should be good enough for you guys to see. So let's start off with the poll here. So as you can see, I got my question here. We got almost 1,500 votes, and the top one obviously is, you need to catch her in the act, which I find to be very strange, that you can't tell if your wife ain't shit or if she's not into you unless you catch her in the act. That's pretty telling about you guys' discernment. I'm not saying that stuff doesn't get by, but I mean, there are sure signs if your woman's stepping out or she's just not feeling you like that. You know what I mean? A woman that a lot of times that's into you, and I'm not saying everybody needs to be arguing, but she's giving you emotion, even if she's, into an argument and things like that, or just the way she's always wanting to be around you, call you, so on and so forth. So it's just weird that, right here, you need to catch her in the act to prove that. Next up after that with 20% is, you need her to explicitly tell you verbatim that she ain't shit and she's not into you. Wow. That says a lot. Unless she explicitly tells you that she isn't shit and that she isn't into you, you'll never know. Next up is, you need another man or a woman to tell you that she ain't shit or that she's not into you. Then immediately following that at 12%, you need her to ghost or serve you divorce papers to tell. This is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, wow. Then last off, you got 10% need to watch a video on YouTube to tell if she isn't shit and she's not into you. So I'm not making fun. It's just the fact that, we have so many people in this space of YouTube that are subject matter experts on relationships, or they live vicariously through content creators, and they want the content creator to do certain things. And maybe it is because they're not suited, or they're not able to read body language, or not able to effectively communicate with women, or, some things are just blatant at the end of the day. I mean, that tells me, as far as interactions and conversations, there's definitely some lacking right there. You know what I mean? But let's get into the comments. Sorry about my voice, guys. I'm a little bit congested here. So we'll go ahead and get into the comments here. Curious George says, I think the majority of us can sense bad energy. I make the mistake of ignoring it. Yeah, when sex is involved, a lot of times all a woman got to do is throw some sex on you real quick, and you would just, that fixes everything, right? She give you some bomb sex, and just blows your socks off, and everything is good. Meanwhile, she goes back to doing her business. Everything else is toxic and jacked up, and you're just putting up with it. I think he meant to say, I can tell off body language and energy. If you've been with enough women or around them, you know the signs. Your gut and your instincts never lie. That's true. I don't stay around women longer than I absolutely have to in order to get what I want from them, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like his interactions are pretty limited. Okay. Yes, you can sense bad vibes. It becomes obvious with words and actions. Very able, usually when they aren't into me, it's because I've already lost interest, expressed it verbally, and they fail to accept the fact. So you lose interest first. Gotcha. It's easy. One woman that is doing something slick won't be cooperative, won't be submissive, won't give you the box anytime you want. She won't be all about you all the time. She will get disrespectful. My dad also taught me that if you ask a woman for some money, which I don't know why you would, and she's adamant about not giving it to you, what the fuck? Your dad was a homosexual? My dad also taught me that if you ask a woman for money and she's adamant about not giving it to you, whoa, this is crazy, bro. Very able, her actions will change, giving you all the indications that he or she is up to something. Never omit the little details. They are the most vital. I read energy when I match it. Easy shit. My selection is not on here. Some would use common sense or a feeling of or intuition, or deduce it on from an assumption. We have 5 senses in a brain to make decisions. Many people make decisions without explicit evidence. A large portion of men are willfully ignorant. This is true on this because we are unwilling to address our insufficiencies on a major portion of our lives. Is pathetic. I'm only gonna read a few more of these, guys. I'm not gonna, keep you guys in here all night. A woman that will want to be around you in every possible, exactly, from sex to love and nagging. If she doesn't do all these things, she's doing it with somebody else. So to touch on that, you got to realize with women, once that stuff gets cut off from you, you can feel it. I know, unless you just like out of it, you can feel it. A woman's sexual energy has to go somewhere. If you're not getting that sexual energy, she's giving that sexual energy to somebody else. It's hard for her to give it, both ways. It's going to be lackluster on one side, and the other, the other person she's dealing with is going to be electric. So it has to go somewhere. You know what I mean? And you can tell. That's why when the ghosting comes, and you have women that'll say like, that doesn't always mean you're messing with another man, which is I can agree with that. But for the most part, there's somebody else in the picture, especially if she's a woman who likes to be touched, a woman that likes to be around you, a woman that likes to converse on the phone, and all this stuff just stops. She's giving that attention to someone else. It's happened to me. Trust me, I know. It's happened to me a few times. And that's why some issues, some relationships you can't take seriously, and you have to expect that. As a man, you have to expect the woman to pull away at a certain point. But I'm getting on a completely different topic. as opposed to seeing that a woman ain't shit. But I think it does relate to the situation of if she's pulling away, you have to expect that. You have to expect that eventually she's going to do that. You guys could call it, this red pill term, shit test and all that stuff like that. But I just call it's just being her. You have to expect it. I've dealt with women where everything was cool, and then the next, she could be waiting for a dude, like I said, for Tyrone to come back in the picture. It happens a lot. You have a casual sexual relationship or friends with benefits relationship, and then everything's going smooth, and then she just cuts ties. That dude is back in the picture. And women do it so easily. They don't really, they're like, okay, I'll just stop talking. They don't care. They'll just stop, and you're just like, what the hell happened? But the thing about it for men, you just have to expect it. Excuse me. It happens too frequently, and that's just how they conduct themselves. That's how women. And then you'll have some women on here that'll watch this video and they'll be like, that's not true. Those are dysfunctional women. Well, I mean, I guess they're dysfunctional women then. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so damn common that she'll do that. So, and it doesn't just happen to me. It happens to a lot of dudes. And you just have to keep it moving, man. Don't invest too much. She has to earn that right for a relationship. I mean, it has to be her idea, but you catch a woman, excuse me. I'm gonna go back up to these these choices here. People, you need another man or woman to tell you you're down bad if it gets to that point. I can understand if you're like, okay, she's cheating on me or whatever, and you find out the hard way. But that's just some things, man. You have to watch. The women are pretty much, their behaviors are pretty much the same from my experience across the board. It doesn't matter how you're dealing with them. They're pretty much all the same in terms of how they respond, if they're cheating, if they're talking to other dudes, so on and so forth. The whole ghosting thing, divorce papers, all that. Excuse me. Needing to watch a YouTube video. A lot of guys, that's how you discover this stuff, because you do come on and watch a YouTube video. But it doesn't take much, man. I know I'm beating a dead horse with this, but all you got to do is just you can feel when a woman pulls away. You can feel when she stops calling. Whenever she breaks routine, there you have it. You got your confirmation. So many guys want to get confirmation. I want her to tell me that she doesn't want me. I want her to tell me that, she's not feeling me. I want her to tell me all this. Women don't want to hurt your feelings, man. And that's how it's always been. Women just don't want to hurt your feelings. Women would rather not deal with conflict. They'd rather just move on and go on about their business, and let you figure it out. And you can call it weird, passive aggressive. That's not cool, but that's just how they operate. It's rarely you're gonna get a woman that's just gonna sit there and tell you that. She doesn't want to deal with the whole, thing of telling you. She'd rather just ghost you, whatever, walk away. And there you go, stuck on YouTube looking for answers and, asking friends and asking her family members and stuff like that. And she's already gone dealing with that next guy, and you sending her text messages, this could have been this, you sending her flowers and all that stuff. She's completely turned off. She's completely turned away. And it's just that easy, bro. It's just that easy. That's why when it comes to, a lot of y'all that watch my channel, you want to call me a simp, which is fine, because a lot of you guys don't understand the game. You don't understand women. So it's just weird when y'all use that. But a lot of things that happen to women, I don't have sympathy for when it happens to them, because of the women that I dealt with. When it happens, when a guy does something, I'm not talking about putting the beaters on a woman or stomping her out, doing something violent. But in terms of women getting dogged out a lot of times, I don't really care about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what women do. I know how women conduct themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. And they want you to feel sorry for them, but they do all this whack shit. You know what I'm saying? Communication sucks and all that. So that's how I look at it, man. There's no remorse. Meanwhile, you guys that's saying simp will be the first one to wipe her tears and have a shoulder to lean on and be her male tampon and all this shit like that. Emotional tampon. Bro, you're not getting anywhere, man. She's still thinking about Tyrone, and I'm getting a call here. She's still thinking about Tyrone and all this other stuff, and Tyrone can just slide back in, guys. Sometimes you guys will get lucky. It's about timing. And I'm giving some game, but I guess I'll kind of getting away from the topic and shit. But a lot of times, man, you can just come across a chick and it's just timing, and you can hit her that same night because this dude isn't answering his phone. She needs some. She needs to be near a guy. You just happen to say the right thing at the right time, and she give you a chance, and you follow through, and it may just be that one night, and she don't want to have nothing else to do with you after that because she has no emotional attachment to you yet. And that's the goal when you're dealing with any woman is you need to get her emotionally attached. So up until that point, she's just like she's like a renegade out here. You know what I'm saying? She'll do these things, but she's still attached to that one dude. Hence the Tyrone effect, man. She'll go out there and do all that shit, and it's just based off my experience, man. So I have no sympathy for none of that shit that goes on. I don't have a bleeding heart when it comes to the shit that happens to women. In terms of that, outside of undeserving violence, but I don't have sympathy for that when they get their heart broken and all that shit. Because a lot of times, women know who they're dealing with and they know what they're getting into, and she just like Bill Bellamy said in How to Be a Player, right? She has to be played, wants to be played, needs to be played, and it's the truth. That's just how it is. It's like her right. It's like her rite of passage. It's like a woman's rite of passage for that, and it's almost like because if she, I don't know, I'm talking crazy, but it's like if she's happy, something wrong sometimes. Hey, Jr., you're talking about some stuff. That's not how women are. Man, it's got to be some drama and some shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to say, don't be her piece. Don't be her piece. Do your thing, man. You gotta whatever you can do to get her emotionally attached. That's what you got to do, man. Because that's where she has to be. That's where that's that's the guys that she's attracted to. Doesn't matter how he looks. She can get emotionally attached to a guy that she's completely not attracted to at all. And he'll run the show. And you can get her to do anything at that point. But meanwhile, you poor little guy, taking her out on dates, wooing her, so on and so forth. She screens your calls, doesn't answer your calls, doesn't return your text messages, all that. But she'll blow up this other guy's phone, text him or whatever, and he's just like, eh. And the fact of the matter is, it makes her want this guy more. That's doing that. Her mind has to be in chaos. Her mind has to be in wonder. Her mind has to be in uncertainty of where she stands. We're adults, JR. Why do we play mind games? Ask a woman that. Ask her why she plays mind games. But she'll accuse a man of doing that. Quick like. But folks, you know, I didn't come on here to you know, talk too long. I just came on here to do these poll results, little light poll, excuse me. Little quick poll based off everything. I got like a chest cold. That's why you hear me coughing. But I wanted to make sure I got on here. And y'all probably the videos I'm honest, I will tell that man the truth. Okay. Y'all, I just uploaded 2 videos. You'll hear me coughing in there as well. I'm trying to stop it, man. But I got like a chest cold, man. Y'all know how that shit is. Yeah, so yeah, man. You keep that in mind. You don't really need it if she's out in those streets, man, and you would want a man to tell you, or want a woman to tell you, but I mean, it's gonna come up eventually. Because a person just doesn't do shit once and just be like, okay, I went and did this. I'm never gonna do it again. I just need to do it this one time. This one time I needed to get hit and get that thing up off me. You know what I'm saying? So I'll show before I get off here, I'll show the poll here right now. So this is the poll right here for you guys that are just getting in. I had changed the view earlier, you know, after I already had it on there, but overwhelmingly you guys, you know, said that you need to catch her in the act to be able to tell if she isn't into you and that she isn't shit. Very interesting, man. Very interesting. So with that being said, man, that's all the little game I got for y'all this evening here. You know, I gotta get to it. Gotta have some dinner here and enjoy my night. You guys should be enjoying yours as well. So go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't before I exit. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. Make sure you guys leave a comment as well for you guys watching the restream. Let me know your thoughts on it. And if you just now viewing one of these videos, hit that subscribe button, man, along with the bell, so you get all this upcoming content, man. And with that being said, folks, I'm out of here, man. I'll catch you guys later on the next one. Peace.